Hello. Hi guys. I hope you can see me. So this is a session that we wanted to do impromptu, more like. So is the audio clear? Can you hear me? This is Bharat from 2IM. Hope everything is working well. Okay. So we'll start off by saying that 210 days, sorry, 110 days to go for CAT 19. How should you prepare? So also you can keep posting your questions. We will be answering them as well. So 110 days to go. What should you do? Prepare. Even if you're starting now, you should be able to prepare really well. Remember that there is no downside to preparing well. Prepare well. Put in all the effort that you can. That really matters. If you're beginning your preparation, don't jump into number theory, don't jump into permutation probability. I'll probably suggest you to start off with arithmetic. Arithmetic is the fantastic place to begin your preparation. Why is that? In the last year or so, in CAT 18, what happened was you had a lot of questions from arithmetic. In a good year, probably you're looking at 15 questions in arithmetic. In a bad year, you're looking at 10 plus questions in arithmetic. It will take you to a fantastic place if you are good at arithmetic. So remember that. So that is very important. I get lot of okay, so you start your preparation, you start off with arithmetic. How do you give me 1 second, guys? So you start off with arithmetic. So once you do that, where do you go? So once your arithmetic part is done, then you think about DILR, verbal preparation in terms of learning. You should start reading from day one, but otherwise your DILR preparation comes after your arithmetic preparation is done. Why is that important? Because the more you're comfortable with percentages and jumping between fractions, decimals and percents and all of that, you should know what is a 5 by 6. You should know 16.66 can be easily transformed into a fraction. You should know 33.33 is 1 by 3. So all of these jumping between things you get used to this, which will be really helpful when you're learning DILR. That is one thing. The other part of it is that arithmetic is comparatively easy compared to the other tougher topics. So why you should probably think about arithmetic as a starting point for your CAT prep is because you get to set your baseline. You get to sit in a place, prepare really well. You start off your preparation without getting frustrated. I know I personally am not a big fan of numbers. I not great at math. So what happens is that for me, if I start off with tougher ideas, tougher topics, it becomes very, as in I hit the wall very soon, too often, that I start losing patience. Then I start losing motivation, which is why probably you should think about how do you strategize your preparation from zero, which is why I'll suggest start off with arithmetic. That is a fantastic place to start your preparation. So remember that. Then you go on to DILR preparation as well, parallelly preparing with number theory, permutation probability, geometry and all of that. All of that is important, but start off with arithmetic. You can start with 80 plus percentage in the quant section if you are thorough with your arithmetic. I know probably you're aiming for a 95, maybe you're aiming for a 99 plus, but remember 80 is a great place to start. It is a fantastic place to start. If you're right now taking a lot of marks and then you're scoring 70th percentile, 75th percentile in the quant, then 80 is a great place to start. Don't think of arithmetic as arithmetic, okay, so many small topics, how important it is. Arithmetic is very important, and all being said and done, arithmetic also has started getting you questions which are mixed. So you get question that has profit and loss, mixtures and percentages put together in one question. So you get questions of this sort, and I guess it is very vital to start off your preparation with arithmetic. Okay, so if you could take up an article online and decipher it in the way you actually do in exam, that will be really helpful. Please see if you can do that. We should definitely try to do that. We will do that. What should be my approach if I'm aiming for 95th percentile? I'll be honest with you, there is no one idea for aiming for X percentile or aiming for Y percentile. See, it is very simple. I'll break it down. You want to see, let's say you're capable of getting 100th percentile, but you're aiming only for 98th percentile. So inside the exam, last 5 minutes, you say, hey, I've already got 98. So am I going to, are you going to stop writing your paper at that point of time? No, right? Aim for what you can, which will be your best. So start off with that. That is a great starting point. So remember that. Why is that? See, CAT involves lot of ideas, including how your mood is, how your health is on that day, all of that. So many things put together will determine how good is your CAT marks. So you should remember that because of that, you got to, 1 second, I guess I lost my train of thoughts. Okay, so you want to score 95. How do you get there? So you don't stop at 95. You don't know that. So prepare for your best. Go into the exam without chasing numbers. Chasing numbers is a crime to do. So please don't do that. How do you go about it? You build your momentum throughout the next 3-4 months by learning, fixing your gaps, and taking lots of mocks. So the more mocks you take, better your score becomes. Naturally, you don't aim to answer 22 questions. You don't aim to get 98th percentile or 95th percentile. All you got to do is keep preparing, keep pushing yourself until you reach where you want to reach. So there is no one hardline number. So don't worry about, hey, I'm capable of getting 95. Maybe I should think about 95. Don't stop anywhere. When you're inside the exam, think about this as, hey, I'll go in, I'll spend 3 hours, I'll take the most value out of these 3 hours. I'll find the joy in answering questions. I'll see where this takes me. Have that in mind. Don't aim for 95th percentile. Don't aim for 93rd percentile. Especially, see, CAT always throws in lots of surprises. At least one big surprise every year. That has always been there. So that being said, you should think about it as a what if this year's numbers are going to be different from last year's number? So let's say last year 16 questions or 15 questions got you 99th percentile in some one section. This year it need not be the same. It could be 12 questions, it could be 22 questions. Remember that. That is very important, because once you start chasing numbers, you are looking to mark answers and not get answers right. When you're looking to mark answers, your human psyche is in a way where you say, hey, I'm either answering 16 questions or I'm screwed. By saying that, you're pushing yourself to answering that many questions, which is not right. You can answer X number of questions on that particular day based on your learning, your performance and everything. I guess that matters a lot. How many questions you can answer naturally matters a lot, not how many questions you should be answering. So remember that. Okay, so what else? Agreeing with Jai Seelan, yes, we will try to do that. Okay, so where to practice DALR? 2IIM has a fantastic DALR course. Not pitching to buy the course, but we do have a fantastic DALR course. We have our question bank. You can access the question bank here, questions.2iim.com. I am also posting the link as we speak, or this could be sooner than I speak. So questions.2im.com is the URL where you get free question bank. We have around last 2 years DALR papers entirely solved, with 10 more additional sets completely solved with video solutions available. This is a good starting place. So start off here. It's a good starting place. Not start preparation for CAT exam, prepare in this year. Absolutely possible. It's still possible. You have enough time to go for it. Giving 2 marks weekly, analyzing, filling the gaps in remaining takes. Good approach. Yes, it is absolutely good approach. Don't worry about it. 90 to 93% are enough to get a call from baby and new RIMs, general engineering male student with excellent ACADS. Maybe 95 is required. I'm not very sure, but go for it. Go for the kill. Don't worry about how much percentile you should be getting. Any lead on question paper difficulty level now that IMK is making the paper? We have a fantastic answer written on the same. Give me one moment. I'm searching for that link. So give me one moment. I am sharing that link. You should definitely read this. If you want to know more about IMK conducting the exam, will the paper be tough, easy, and all of that, definitely read this. This will help you. But overall idea is that you should expect surprises. No one knows what is a surprise. People say a lot of things. If it were me, I wrote CAT 2012. So I wrote the exam last time when IIM Kozhikode conducted it. For me, I'm weak at math. I really thought that quant paper was not very tough. I am very weak at math, but for me it was a really reasonably doable exam in CAT 2012. So quant was not tough in 12. I remember this because that was my best shot. I converted a bunch of colleges that year, including NITI and 5 of 6 new IIMs at that point of time. So I really remember how it went. So quant was not tough at that point of time. Verbal was tricky but not tough again. So that is what my experience from IIM Kozhikode's paper last time. But I don't know, should that mean quant should be tough this year, easy this year? I don't want to speculate. To be very honest, that is not the answer. IMA closed for freshers. No. See, out of 100 points, they are probably introducing 5 points for WorkX or maybe 10. I'm not sure. Tell me what is the exact points on the chat. I can see the chat as well. So, but I don't think they are closing it off for freshers. They will still end up taking probably 30% freshers in their batch. Maybe next year somebody will put an RTI. They will confirm this. But you can take my words for granted. They want diversity for all that they care. They might have introduced more points for WorkX because they want more people of WorkX. But in spite of all of that, there will be a lot of freshers inside the college. There will be good number of freshers inside the college. You can't think that just because 5 points were added inside some system where that points get converted into 30 points, where it goes into some more bigger bucket where that points get converted into 40 points out of 100 points. Maybe it won't even matter. You don't know. Don't worry about it. Don't really worry about it. Okay, I enrolled in comprehensive course. How many hours to devote from now? Also, when to start with the dojo test? Okay, so this will also be a mild refresher for those who are 2IM students, how to go about your preparation. Start off with any lesson. Imagine that you are sitting in a class. The idea is that you go through the theory videos, then you see a question, you look at a question, then you think of this as, okay, I see a question, I'll try to solve the question based on theory that was taught in the previous idea. I will try to solve the question only when I don't know how to approach, or after I've completed, I want to see if there is a better method or not. I'll go ahead and then say, see the video. So you don't use it as a YouTube repository. Don't use it as course as a watching video thing. Use it more like an interactive thing where you look at a question, you try and solve the question, you get the answer, then you go back and look at the video or look at the slides and then see, okay, so I've done it right. This is the correct answer, but is there a better method available? You learn that way. You learn iteratively. Why should you learn iteratively? The more iterative you learn, better you can recollect and remember the idea. So remember that. Right. So then go on to Test Dojo, which is a drill and CAT level question inside the comprehensive course. Do things parallelly. From now you have about 4 months. There is the first big chunk is learning. The next big chunk is practice. The third big chunk is mocks. For you, in 4 months, there will be a lot of overlap between these 3 chunks. But remember, the initial phases, huge part of your preparation is going to be learning. In the middle phases, huge part is going to be about practice and drill, and the final phases, huge part is going to be mocks. But there will be overlap throughout. You should, if you have started taking the course day before yesterday, you should look at taking a mock probably today, tomorrow, at least in 4 or 5 days. Even if you know that you are not learned a lot of things, you should definitely take a mock. So remember that. How many hours to study if you are starting now? You're thinking about approximately 30 plus hours a week, or 3.5 hours a day. Tentatively make it 2 hours a day in terms of learning, practice, mocks and all of that, and 1 hour for reading. That is more than enough, definitely more than enough. I've seen people who prepare for UPSC for 12 hours, 14 hours a day and all of that. CAT is definitely not an exam that requires you to prepare for 14 hours. Remember that upfront. So in general, if you're starting now, this has been answered, Ritesh. So prepare for 3-4 hours, more than enough. Don't do anything else. Given that IMC has reduced the quant sectional percentile to 75 percentile, we can infer quant paper will be tougher. Don't speculate. Don't worry about it. I can tell you one thing. If anything, it is going to be same for everybody. It really does not move the needle by that much in the grand scheme of things. Okay, let's say your quant percentile has lesser value, but that is not directly added to your final composite score. Probably added through 3 more layers, where how much this can impact the end outcome is almost negligible or very negligible. So don't read into too much details. Think about it as, I'm going in, I have my own capabilities, I have prepared really well, I got to nail this exam, I will answer as many questions as I can correctly, accurately. That is the most vital part. Good CAT mock series, 2IM's mock series is fantastic. We've released 4 mocks as of now. We will have in total of 12 mocks, out of which 4 are CAT papers and another 4 will be our own mocks. Average score from last 4-5 mocks is 90. Is it possible to take it to 130 by November? Absolutely possible. You got to learn from your mocks. You got to say, hey, I'll find out 3 questions that I had answered, which I should not have touched, and I will find out 3 questions that I did not answer, but I should have touched. So find these questions and then you go about it. It's going to be enough. Any other way, if he doesn't have 3.5 hours a day? Absolutely. Prepare for 1.5 hours every day. Find some time. You got to find some time, but fix a lot during your weekends. Plug in a lot during your weekends. That should be enough. Percentile required for fresher NCOBC to get old IIMs, I'm not sure. Maybe 97, maybe 98, I'm not sure. It doesn't even matter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what are your chances right now. It does not matter. Get a great score and then think about it. Any source for DI preparation? 2IM's question bank. You Google for 2IM CAT question paper, you will get all past question papers as well. So fantastic link. Most questions have video solutions, if not all. So remember that. Average score 90. Okay, we've answered that. I'm stuck at 55-65 marks in mocks. Really struggling in DILR. If you have not taken a course, think about taking a course. Sometimes a course adds lots of structure into your preparation. That really helps. Right? Commerce graduate, what do you suggest? Prepare really well. Learning curve of most aspirants in the last 3 months in your experience. Learning curve is good. All that matters is that your intentions. If your intentions are good, your perseverance is good, then your learning curve is going to be fantastic. You can learn a lot. You should learn a lot even if you have completed technically the learning parts of it, because your mocks are also a learning experience. So remember that your mocks are learning experience. You should take value from that. Okay. Okay, this is a very important question. Vedant has asked, in quant, I go on solving the problems, eventually end up not even seeing the last 5-10 questions. How can I improve? For everybody who's taking this exam, first have this idea clearly set in mind. You should definitely look at all questions once, or many questions at least twice, before you complete any section, especially quants. Remember that it is applicable for all 3 sections. You should be able to look at all sections right away. As in, what do I mean by that? You should skip questions that you are not sure of. You should mark questions that you are not sure of, and then you should go about going through all the questions. There should never be a case where you tried out all 25 questions out of 34 questions, but did not even get a chance to look at the last 7-8 questions. And after your mock was over, you go back and then see it had 4 questions that were so easy that probably you could have tried another 2 questions which were actually tough. Don't be the guy who does not go through this entire paper. Skip questions left, right and center. I'm not a great example, but I skip a lot of questions. I skip anything apart from arithmetic, but I think it has value. I see a figure, I'll just skip and go to the next question. I can always come back. I will have time because I'm attempting only 15-16 questions. I can come back and see if I can solve something more, but you need to know how to skip. Don't go into the paper with the idea of, hey, I'm a dying at something, maybe geometry. Any question that comes in from geometry, I got to nail that. Don't go in with that attitude, but go in with the attitude that says, hey, I'm not so great at logarithm, maybe I'll skip logarithm. That is a fantastic attitude to have, especially in the context of CAT. You go in, you see log of something, you skip that question, you move on to the next question. That is the best strategy available for this exam. Okay. 60% enough, not sure. It depends on different colleges, different cutoffs and all of that. There is no one answer for 60% enough in graduation. What to do in case of frustration and burnout? For burnout, we had posted an entire video on burnout. I guess someone from 2IIM should be posting the URL. Otherwise, go to 2IIM and then 2IIM's YouTube channel, search for burnout. We have an entire video dedicated for what happens if you are burnout, how do you go about it. I'm not good with VARC, couldn't score better, read a lot. You might have heard a lot of people repeating this, read a lot, but I think there is enough value in reading a lot. I'm not a great student. I've been average student all my life. I don't have fantastic vocabulary. I don't know all the rules of my grammar by heart. I know when I see a sentence, okay, there is something fishy in the sentence, and I know how to place meanings for words in context. I don't know the exact meaning, but I know how to place meanings in context. I think I read a lot, and I think that really helped me nail this exam, because I had prepared for this exam where I went through RC classes, sentence rearrangement classes and all of that. I did prepare really well by solving lots of passages, sets, all of that, but it took me to 85, 88 in the verbal section maximum. I read a lot for a CAT. I scored 95 in verbal section. I read really well for another year. I ended up scoring 98 point something in the VARC section. I think it is very important to reading is very vital for your CAT preparation. Can't afford any course. All I'm doing is self-study. Even the marks I give is given to me by my friends. How can I improve in DALR makes me go all blackout. Take value from past CAT papers. That is the best thing that can happen. Don't worry about it. Take value from past CAT papers. You have fantastic sets. Go for it. Does accuracy impact percentile? This is in context of number of questions to make a trade-off. Again, Samarth, we have a video on speed versus accuracy. Please watch that video. But the idea is that accuracy impact percentile, absolutely yes. Is there a trade-off? There is no trade-off. There is absolutely no trade-off. There is no trade-off between speed versus accuracy. You got to aim to be 100% accurate in all questions that you answer. Probably 10-15% down for the VARC section because you are not very sure, but you are looking at 85-90% accuracy in VARC. Otherwise you are looking at 100% accuracy. You either know an answer or you don't know the answer. You are marking questions that you are very sure of. You don't increase your speed by sacrificing accuracy. That is like shooting on your own foot. Don't do that. There is no trade-off. Remember that. I am an average student. Is it possible to crack CAT starting tomorrow? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. My father's income for the 3 years. I guess for getting NCO in non-creamy layer OBC, you need to get a certificate issued by the revenue department, which will ask you for 3 years IT returns of your parents or your family. So I guess you are not eligible. Is it a good strategy to try solving a quant question from option itself? It depends. You learn from your marks, you learn things like these. So you start off with how do I approach this question? Once you approach this question and then you feel like, hey, looks like the approach is long-winded, maybe it will take 3-4 minutes, maybe should I check the options? That is when you think about options. Not every question, you see the question, you see the option, and then you think about, hey, am I plugging all the options? Don't do that. Don't really do that. Editorials or books, which one? Both. There is no trade-off. Both. Do we have mark and highlight tool for verbal section? Mark questions, not marking lines inside the paragraph. I don't think so. I've taken this exam last year. It did not have that. What are my chances to get into a good institute? I've been preparing for UPSC for 3 years after graduation. So 3 years after graduation, I don't think it is a big issue. Why do I say that? We've also put in a separate video on that as well, but I really don't think that is an issue. So, but you should actually know what were you doing when you're preparing for UPSC, because the panel might ask you questions on probably Indian politics or I don't know, different subjects, whatever your subjects is and all of that. Will the new shortlist criteria affect IMC cutoff? Not really. There is nothing that is changed drastically. So remember, your preparation matters more than anything else. Economically weaker section, I don't think there is a huge impact for economically weaker section thing. Okay, I saw some question that was in VARC reading Hindu editorial doesn't add much value to my content. Okay, so that is an answer. Okay, so I have been preparing. Okay, one more question. I was searching for a question. 50% accuracy in VARC. Please stop whatever you are doing. Start answering questions where you are only confident. Maybe you'll answer only 4 questions in that VARC passage or in that VARC sectional test or whatever it is. But even if you are answering only 4 questions, but you should train yourself to get all of them right. That is very, very, very important. So train yourself to get them right in terms of you got to get to a place where you think about this as, even if I get only 8 questions right, even if I answer only 12 questions right, I'm going to get all of them right. That is the best strategy to go about VARC section. If I skip trigonometry number system, possible to score 99 percentile, I'm not very sure about it. Maybe 1-2 questions from trigonometry, 1-2 from number theory, number system, maybe possible. How do I keep fresh throughout the day if I sleep for 6.5 to 7 hours a day? See, don't worry about it. Again, we have a video on that as well. Find out if you're a early bird or a late night owl. So that matters. So naturally, some people can pull off long nights, late nights. Naturally, some people can wake up early and pull off great time there. So make sure you take value from what works for you. There is no one mantra. For somebody who's probably thinking about going to office, coming back and all of that, maybe you need a bath to make yourself fresh. I don't know, but see what works for you. Maybe some people need a tea to get it going. Maybe some people like coffee. Once the coffee kicks in, they start preparing well. So make sure you find what is your vice and make the most out of it. VARC accuracy is not improving in Test Dojo. Please help. Should I push harder? No, don't push harder. Maybe I already had this, I talked about this a minute ago. So don't push harder. Make sure you answer lesser number of questions, but with increased accuracy. You can always, as in your speed will improve on its own the more you read, but you don't increase your speed forcefully. So don't do that, but you have to increase your accuracy forcefully. You got to say, hey, I'll stop, I'll think for a moment, I'll see what works, and then mark answers. You got to learn from every test that you take. You got to learn about how do you felt when you answered a question, and did that answer turn out to be right or wrong? What was your thought process? It is not about taking test after test after test, but it's also about taking a test and then analyzing that and then seeing, hey, I've taken this test, but how do I take value from it in terms of how do I read this question? How did I read this question? What was my answer? What was my thought process that led to it? If they have given some other answer, why do they think this is not the right answer? What I've said is not the right answer. Going through that process really helps. Dummy work ex certificate, very shady area. You will get caught, especially if you are getting into IIMs. Your chance of getting caught is super high. So I would suggest you to don't do that, but it's a free world, my friend. Where should I write mock in our channel? Okay, give me 1 second. mockcat.2im.com is the place where you take mock. There is one mock that is available for free. Okay, so 80-90 marks, but my percentile is 70 to 80. What should I do? Accuracy 70%. Current merchant. Fix your accuracy. Your accuracy is 70% is not enough. Fix your accuracy aggressively. Then go about improving your score. First, fix your accuracy. If you fix your accuracy, then probably your 80-90 marks will go to 100-110. Only if you fix your accuracy. Now you're just shooting in the dark. Maybe you will get it right, maybe you won't. So don't worry about it. Fix your accuracy. Extracurricular activities to do right now. We had one video that talked about burnout, where we also spoke about extracurricular activities. How do I analyze VARC section in mocks? You got to analyze by taking value from their thought process. So what do I mean by their thought process? Whatever the mock provider gives you, you got to say, hey, okay, they have thought about this question in detail, and then they have made sure there is some thought went into how do I answer this, how do I approach this. So take value from that. So remember that is how you analyze mocks. Remember, start off with RCs. If you're very comfortable with Theta, go with Theta questions as well, but start off with RCs. Usually don't start RC puzzle passage in the last 7-8 minutes left. Don't start. You can always go back to an RC passage that you are already doing, but don't start a passage when you're in the last 7-8 minutes. Please answer my query. I couldn't find your query. Okay, 94, 80, 50 MSc. How much is my chance at CAT? I'm not sure. Maybe not great chances at IIM's ABC. Maybe. I don't know what your graduation is. Maybe, okay, you've done MSc. Maybe you're a BSc candidate. I'm not sure. But think of this as you have fantastic chances with probably XLRI, FMS, IIFT, and all great colleges. So do well in CAT. Do well in CAT. You got overall great profile with just one thing letting you down. Do well in CAT. Don't worry about this. My CGPA 7.86. Will I be able to clear the cutoff? Not sure. We don't know. You got to check it out. Guys, one more request from 2IIM. Do subscribe to our channel. That is that keeps us going. Definitely subscribe to our channel. When you are there is a red big button on the bottom. Click on subscribe. That matters for us. It helps us grow more and reach more people. So definitely subscribe. Share this channel whenever you find you are there in a WhatsApp group. Share this channel where you have people who are preparing for CAT. Maybe they don't know about our channel. So please help us out on that front. How to boost my score in quant section? Learn from your basics. That is the best way to go about it. Learn from basics. If your basics are set in place in your quant section, then you're good to go, right? How should be a study plan possible? Otherwise I need to consider some other plans. Okay, the question for somebody else, not me. Okay, chances of getting into good institute, effect in placements, giving after 3 years. See, the only thing that is stopping you is you. Don't worry about it. Don't get year work experience certificate somehow. Get a fantastic CAT score. Only if the professors think you are valuable and you are good enough to be in their college, they'll let you in. They won't let you in because you have scored a great CAT score. So definitely take value from that. You can take value from the entire process if you get a fantastic CAT score. So focus enormously on getting a great CAT score. I guess that is very important in your case. You're constantly being bugged about, I have a gap, I have a gap, I have a gap. The more you are worried, the lesser is your concentration for your CAT preparation. You're eventually sabotaging your own CAT preparation. Why do you want to do that? Don't do that. Maybe get a job. If you think you have a 3-year gap, make it a 2.5 years. Get a job right now. Project that job in your interviews. Don't worry about a lot of things. You can worry about CAT preparation. Worry about it right now. Okay, somebody, any tricks for solving parajumble? Parajumble might have some structure. So make sure there are some ideas where you start off with there is a though and a although. You don't start off a passage with that. So there are small ideas that are available. You should be able to get them right. So one more question I wanted to answer. Graduation course 7.7. I have no clue. How much time should I give? Whatever time is required, maybe 3-4 minutes, not 10 minutes for a parajumble puzzle, but maybe 3-4 minutes. It's all right if you get one parajumble in 2.5, 3 minutes maximum. Is it? What else are we answer to? We're looking to answer some more questions. I'm really good in basics, unable to attempt more than 15-16 questions. 15-16 questions, a fantastic place. Go for your mocks. I'm answering Vamsi's question. So go for your mocks, find out what your gap is and fix that gap. That is very important. You got to fix your gap. Your gap is very unique only to yourself. So you got to say, hey, I'm taking a mock. I thought I was great at geometry, but out of 4 questions in geometry, I've answered all 4 of them, but got 3 of them wrong, which means I'm not great at geometry. Go back to your basics. So being good at basics and being able to implement are slightly tangential but close by. So make sure you get the better of both worlds. That is important. Right? Begin CAT prep and score 100 percentile. Absolutely yes. If you want to, most likely yes, if you can prepare really well. See, if you think a topic is confusing, try to do it now, learn at least the basics, then maybe only revise the basics. Don't keep them for the last month. In the last month, you got to be revising ideas that you really know well, not learning new things. So don't do that. Should we first complete easy to medium level of questions, then move on to difficult questions? Yes, absolutely. That is the order. Arithmetic and geometry enough for quants? I'm not sure, man. It depends on what percentile you are looking to get. So if you're looking at a 99, then probably not enough. You're looking at 85, 88, 89, and then you're overall above 95, then probably yes. Don't have my previous 1 year work experience letter, but having joining letter, 12 month salary slip, absolutely enough. Absolutely enough. Don't need to have a work experience letter. If you have all of this, in addition to this, if you can get a bank statement and all of that, it will be even more fantastic, but otherwise it is fantastically it is more than enough. I guess I'm answering question of Aditya. Right, it is okay to leave passages which I could not understand. Absolutely yes, leave questions left, right and center. That matters a lot. Good at QALRDA, struggling a lot in VARC. Okay, reach VARC in 100 days. Go to 2IIM YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/2IIMCat. Search for 98 percentile VARC. You should get a video that says how to get to 98th percentile in the VARC in 3 months. There is a long video, detailed video on how do you improve your VARC section. So take value from that. How many questions to attempt accurately in each section to get a call from IIFT? I've never written this IIFT exam, so I'm not very sure about it. But what I've known is that the number of questions for cutoff is very simple. So you got to maximize your scores in 2 sections or something like that, and then make sure you cross the cutoffs in all sections. So around 6 sections, subsections if I'm not wrong. So make sure you attempt enough questions in all 6 questions. So working professional, how much time to take on weekdays and weekends? Think about this as overall you got to find out some 30 odd hours, 35 odd hours. The more number of hours you can, better it is, but at least 30-35 hours. So think of this as I got to spend at least 30-35 hours in a week. So if I could not spend a lot of time during the weekdays, then probably I'm going to compensate that during the weekends. I guess that is going to help you more than anything else, right? Guys, it was good catching up with you. I hope is it possible to score 160 plus 70 plus in first 2 marks? Give me one moment. I have one more answer that I want to share about mark. The first few marks, what is your score? Where are you getting? How bad is your first 2 mark scores and all of that? I have an answer that I want to share. I am going to share that. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'll share this answer in the comment section later, but I will share this answer in the comment section, so keep watching out for that. Mudasir Ansari, what is your question? Founder of started incubated IIT Patna dealing in robotics. What documents? See, if you are founder of a startup, you should have a document that says you own the startup or you are the founder of the startup and you have worked on it for whatever number of months that you are claiming to have worked on it. That is going to be enough. How to improve DLR? Is a tough question. It is the difference between men and boys. That is what Rajesh says. So how to improve DLR? You got to find a good source for your DLR preparation. That is the best way to go about it. It's clear how to. Okay. So VARC we've already discussed enough on that. Is it possible to score 160 plus if I'm scoring 70 plus in the first 2 marks? Definitely, there is an answer on Quora. I'll post the answer after this video gets over, so definitely check out that, right? It was a good session, guys. I've done 45 odd minutes. Hope I was able to answer a lot of questions, if not all. So best wishes for CAT prep. Definitely subscribe to our channel, like this video, make sure you share our channel link to friends, people who are preparing for CAT that you know, your well-wish, all of that. So I guess we'll be I'm signing off right now. What is the score for verbal to clear sectional cutoff? Not sure. It depends on colleges. Some colleges will have 80, some colleges will have 60. It depends. And actually the score nobody can predict. To be very honest, nobody can predict the scores. Right, 1 backlog completed in supplement, yes, absolutely eligible, as long as the year when you are joining, let's say you are taking this exam in CAT 19 and you are joining in June, July 2020 for your college. Before that, you should have passed all your papers. That is the only restriction. You could have had a backlog, not important at all. As long as you have cleared it, right? So, thank you guys. Thank you for joining with us. Best wishes for CAT prep.